Hello there. In this video we're going to go through the back scratch spin. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can get into it, and if it is your first time learning, then we've got to get over the fear. Because when we do a regular spin we feel in control because we can just feel like we can put our foot down or the foot is here. But when we're over this side it feels scary, but it shouldn't, because you can just put your foot down just like that. I see many people when they try to do a backspin, even on the ice, end up putting their foot behind because it feels safer. So like you may be just like more like here, and that can feel safer. So let's do a little exercise at the beginning. So we're in this position here, and then we're going to go up and step out. So then when you've done that a couple of times, up, step, out, then as you will go into it here, just step out. So all we're trying to do here is a quarter or a half rotation and step out. Now, the key thing you need to think about is, what are you doing with your feet? Where are you spinning? You remember on a regular spin on the left foot, we are slightly inside because the back wheel is going backwards in a small loop. If we use this circle here, when you're spinning, your foot is going like this. So when we're on the back spin, your foot is on the outside and it's actually going around like this. So that means when you're in your position, you'll be slightly over here in that position. You're slightly over. Now, if you do a lot of them, you'll start to feel it on your ankle a little bit. So don't do too many, because I did a lot yesterday and I'm feeling it today a little bit. So what are we doing? We're here in this position. We're just going to come in and step out. In, step out. That's what we're doing. So push, and we do need to have a little bit of a pivot on the back. We don't need to do a big push around into it, because then when you try to go into the spin, you're going to lose your balance. This is just about having a tiny bit of speed at the beginning, because the shoulders coming around and your whole body is going to give you enough momentum and speed into it for what we're trying to achieve just now. So we go here, in, out. We're just trying to get used to that feeling on the outside edge of the front wheel as you rest on the pick. Now, if you're feeling comfortable with that, you can then try to go for half a turn, then one turn, 1.5, 2, and just keep gradually improving. So for example, I can actually go in and do a couple of turns. And I'm sure if you're watching this and you're new, you're like, I would love to be able to do 2 revolutions on a backspin. And you can do it from this very simple basic exercise that has safety built in. Because you go around, you feel unsafe, you just put your foot down. Just put that foot down and get used to building in that safety mechanism. Because guess what? That's how you exit. You exit the same way at the beginning. For example, when you're learning, you'll do your spin, step, out. That's your exit as well. It's your safety and your exit. How good is that? That makes the trick feel much different, doesn't it? Now, eventually, you'll do a spin and then you'll exit there, but we're not there yet. Or maybe you are there. So if you are there, we'll come back to how to exit later when we go into it at full speed. So what have we learned so far? The right foot is over on the pick. The lighter you press, the faster you go. But if you press too light and you lean back, you'll fall off the back. So be mindful of that and just practice and understand what you need to do. So we go from here to here. Just practice that. So I'll do it from behind. We're in this position, and then we close. And you can do that just turning and getting to that position and getting the feet in the right place. This foot can be on the ground for now as you get used to that position. Here, here. That's what you're doing. And then we learned how to push in and spin and step out. Okay? So that is the beginnings of a back scratch spin. Now, this is my preferred way to go into it, which would be pushing on a right inside. So you push on a right inside, and that left pick drags behind. Let's see if I can do this from this angle. You see that? The foot drags. So you push here, the foot drags, you come in, and then you go into the spin just like that. So the foot drags, and you've got opposite arm, the opposite arm to leg. So they're pushing on the right foot in that position. In that position. Yeah? And then as you go into it, let me do it slowly so I can make sure that I explain what I'm doing with my feet. So we're here, touch the toe, get onto the backward outside edge, and then go into the spin. So the key part is when you touch your pick. We're here, and then I touch the pick here, and then as I touch the pick, that is where I have to turn into the trick, right? I'll do this going forward, maybe you can see what's happening there. We're here, touch the, don't know what happened there. We're here, we touch the pick, and then we go into the spin. So you can do that really slowly. If you're on a really smooth surface, you can do this slowly, right? So push, touch, in, and then, well, we're not doing like that yet, but that's how you would exit, right? So one more time, nice and slow. Push, touch, in, and out. It's natural for me to do the correct way, so I think it's good for you to see the correct way of what you're aiming for. Now, when you've done that slowly, then you can increase the speed a little bit. So you go a little bit faster, and then spin, and then exit. So now we know how to go into it the correct way. We've learned how to do it slowly, and I've showed you a little bit faster. It's the same, you just increase the speed of your shoulders, the speed to here. Now, if you've got a really good smooth surface, you may be able to maintain this, which sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Let's try. I'll come towards you. So we go in and we maintain this position. Yeah, so that's a good exercise to do. Be mindful that you are in this position. So if you lean back, you will fall backwards, right? So I'll do that one more time, going away from you this time. So in that position, and then from there you can go into the spin and you can exit. Now let's talk about the exit. How am I doing that? How am I spinning on one foot in the spot and then coming up and then getting momentum on a backward outside edge on the center two wheels with a nice arch back here. So from here, you lift up and then you hop, or kind of hop, but sometimes the foot does lift up. All I want to do is get out of the spin. All I want to do is get from here out. I mean, I don't really hop. What happens is I'm in this position and I use that foot and arm to get some momentum back. I wonder if there's an exercise that I can figure out that would help you do that. So if you maybe push back and push. Yeah, so let's try that. You can try that. Push back onto a glide here and then hop. Yeah, so push back into your spin position and then do the movement. Let me see if I can show it from the side if that helps you. So push here, out. And look at the position of my body. A lot of people do this and they end up falling onto the pick. They'll go out and they're there. Because we're not leaning forward, are we? We are in this position. The shoulders should be straight over the center two wheels, right? That's where you want to be. So if you stand up, bend, out. That's your position. So we'll do that one more time from here. I'll push back, position for the spin, out. And then putting it all together, up, spin, out. And sometimes you might not have much speed on the exit, but that's fine. That's fine. We're learning and we're improving. But as you saw before, I can get a bit of speed out. And if you've got any questions about the backspin, let me know below. And I'll see you in the next video.